Happy Fatal Fury City of the Wolves launch day, everybody! Okay, so I'm a little late to the party. There might be some of you watching that just aren't hep like me, so I guess I'll bring you up to speed. Fatal Fury City of the Wolves had a big, weird, expensive marketing campaign. Fans were convinced that SNK would end up losing a lot of money on this. But then the game came out and they lost a lot of money on this. There are 101 videos on YouTube of a guy going, "I show speed, vlog!" So I'm gonna try not to do that. It's just that a lot of people seem to imply there's a hard cap on what SNK games can sell. And I mean, at least here in the US, I get it. Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat could be considered household names, but if you ask your average American what Art of Fighting is, they go, "Oh yeah, that's the one with Vin Diesel, right?" But you know what? I believe in SNK. I think they can hit those big boy numbers. Show me the rule that says they can't sell as much as Bandai or Capcom. If anything, SNK used to be the king of fighters. What? Who installed this? Many a critic has suggested they should have just taken the money they spent on cameos and sunk it into the game's budget instead. Oh, to possess such naivete. In my opinion, the only reason they were allowed this budget in the first place was to gamble it on this gimmick. If they didn't spend all the money on Ronnie Boy, they simply wouldn't have had access to such frivolous funds in the first place, I fear. That being said, digging ourselves a bigger hole isn't a great plan either. So let's engage in a hypothetical where City of the Wolves didn't spend all that money on celebrities and didn't start in such a deep hole. Is there another way they could have managed things to hit the big boy numbers they want to hit? Well, since in this hypothetical scenario, we wouldn't be putting celebrities in the game anymore, that does open up 2 character slots. There's a great video by Nicky Boy talking about character designs in League of Legends. In said video, he talks about how certain audiences usually either prefer that like anime or like attractive human design or monster designs. Now, City of Wolves already has anime characters abound. Oh yeah, I would also change it to City of Wolves instead of City of the Wolves, because it just rolls off the tongue better. As far as monster characters go though, I would count Tizok, and that's because monster character doesn't necessarily have to be an actual monster. It has to be unusual in an eye-catching sort of way. We would devote these 2 character slots to getting our monster numbers up in order to pull better in these communities. Chen might be our guy. Once he is in motion, there's an oddball charisma to how he's animated. We're relying on that silly factor to turn heads. People are gonna want to keep an eye on this ball, you know? Alright. It's coming off as more hostile than congratulatory. As for the second slot, Dinosaur King. According to what I've Googled, Tizok is both Griffin and Dinosaur King. This creates a great story opportunity. Word gets around that Dinosaur King is turned heel. Of course, Griffin hears this and thinks, but I'm right here. Goes to a local wrestling match, and sure enough, Dinosaur King is tearing it up in the ring. The match ends, Griffin starts walking over to get to the bottom of this, but a little kid beats him to the mark. "Please, oh please, Dinosaur King, may I have your autograph?" Dinosaur King smacks the kid out of the way. Big G and DK proceed to throw down. If we push stories like this, Southtown becomes a way more interesting mode. It's not enough for the character to be challenged, rather the player's idea of who the character is supposed to be needs to be challenged. There should be more substantial stakes in each game that feels like it really does affect the character. Otherwise, your story just becomes a chatty arcade mode. Now, divulging deeper into this devious docket, let's discuss ads. And no, not that. I mean like YouTube ads. Roll clip.
I didn't want to make a big stink about this, and I don't know when I'll ever use this clip, but oh my god, this is an actual ad for Fatal Fury City of Wolves. Their ad advertising how easy the controls are. Bro, nobody, no matter how bad at a video game you are, sees this and goes, God, I gotta get that game. Look how easy it is. I gotta get that. Any idiot could do that.
So instead of running ads that make City of Wolves look more like a WarioWare micro game, we structure it more like a fast food commercial. For just $59.99, you get the game and the first DLC wave absolutely free. You know, something along those lines. City of Wolves is probably only behind by a couple thousand, so making these small adjustments should be all that it takes to help Fatal Fury catch up to the competition so that SNK can finally reclaim its throne. Oh. So maybe swimsuit skins. I know, that's kind of selling out, but isn't that the point, to sell out? Not now. We got too much ground to cover for morals to be weighing us down, guys. I'm not gonna pretend like I have this super advanced understanding of video games and marketing, but it is weird how there's such a big gap between SNK and the rest. I mean, I hate it. I wish it could just succeed on its own merit, but at this point, it feels like Fatal Fury City of the Wolves only has one option, and it's Marco in a thong. That peen pump pompadour is gonna print money.